Hey guys, it's Perry. Today we're doing some Gwen coaching in Emerald 1. Let's dive in and see what happens in this game. Right off the bat, we are jumping into their jungle here. Okay, so let's see. Walk through this. Good. You don't hit the camp right away. I like a little invade every now and then. Do you often do this when you play?
No, it's just that I saw four of them on the bot side, and I thought Graves was going to start my blue.
Okay, so you just decided because they are likely going to invade me, I'm going to just invade them back. Cool. Good process. If you want to be extra safe, because let's say the enemy top laner is like really like just sitting here and fucking with you, start his wolves. And if you start his wolves, that will make sure that like they cannot respond to you. Like let's say for example that the enemy top laner actually dropped a ward here. Like he just has a ward here, or like on the way down, whatever he was doing, he dropped the ward. You're fucked if you start his blue buff. But if you start his wolves, you have a bit of an opportunity to maybe use level 2, which helps you clear the blue buff faster and survive, and then you can out. That's just making sure you account for all the risks of the buff being warded. Make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Awesome. Take these camps, go top lane, don't gank top lane. Beautiful. If I saw you gank top lane, I would have been very sad there. Full Kane, thank you for the 4 months, brother. Okay, and you see the enemy jungler has not invaded, or has not... He didn't start your camps, okay, and then you want to go defend these. Okay, so you're communicating. Now we messed something up very important to catch this. So you see Graves walking down straight into your bot side, and then you go ahead and you communicate that you want to go down here. What I would recommend is, yes, we want to go defend. Hold on, let me get the right screen here. We want to go defend the bot camps, absolutely. But what we can do is also, like, we know our bot side is going to be defended. We have everyone coming. So if you're Graves, if this Graves is really smart, what he's going to do, he's going to fake fog here and potentially loop around and go to your top side. I don't know if that's what happens. That's what I would do. Because I have no mid or bot prio, but guess who does have prio? My top laner. So I'm accounting for all circumstances by walking down here and dropping a quick ward. And that way you have every single entrance blocked. There's nothing that the enemy jungler can do. You're checkmate him here. Okay, but if he invades
Okay.
your bot side or your top side, I'm really depressed. So let's look here. You see the Graves. He's just doing the crab. He's not really doing anything here. Okay, that's fine. If you have perfect information of where he is, we see him on the crab, you're fine. But what I am worried about is like, hey, like I want to make sure my top camps don't get invaded. So what's going to suck now, you'll see this. You have all of your camps up. Okay, and we want to farm our damn camps. We don't want to keep running around the map and trying to play like stop the Graves from invading me. What we want to do is we want to farm our damn camps. So there's another piece here that we're missing. If your bot lane can defend your buff, your bot lane and your mid lane can defend your buff. What you can do here is actually just take your red buff and Krugs, or red buff and Raptors, and just naturally clear all your camps, and you'll have 9 camps. The Graves will have 2 crabs, and you're very happy. But the problem, what I'm about to see, is if you don't pull a camp in the next 20 seconds or 30 seconds, you're actually going to be like negating the lead that you have because his camps are respawning. So let's see what you do here. Okay, Graves gets the crab, and you're going at the Graves here. You even use your ghost. You're trying to get him off of this, okay? And we land a nice little root, but he has flash, and he has a little dash, okay? And then you're chasing, you have your ghost. All right. I can see this maybe working. You have your E coming up soon. Nice, okay. Best case scenario, you get the kill, you stop him. Everything is going great so far. Let's see what happens going on from this position in the game. If we don't win this game here from this position, there's going to be a massive problem. Take your two camps here. Take your Raptors. I like this. Drop the Gromp. Drop the Gromp so you can make it to your top side to defend this. I don't mind that at all. I'm a fan. And then here, what I am not a fan of though is your Krugs are respawning here in 10 seconds, and that means that if you don't clear your Krugs here and you run all the way down towards the bot side, well, now what's going to happen is you have your Krugs up and you'll have your Gromp up, which feels awful. Feels absolutely awful because I'm going to run down here and it's like, oh, well, now my Krugs are up. If I run up here, well, now my Gromp is up. Just so happens that your Krugs are coming up in 10 seconds. Go do your Krugs.
Yeah. Yeah, my camps were very desynced this game.
Look at how awful this feels. You're in the top side. Okay. Renekton does Renekton things. You catch the wave. Sure. You do your Krugs. You clear all the way down. Okay. You grab your level 6. We go for the crab. This is all correct. Everything that I see here is good. Nice standard gameplay. You see this Orianna, she's a little bit far up. You're saving your E. Okay, you use your E if she has flash. Do you know she has no flash here?
No, I don't. No, that was just bad E.
Yeah, just a bad E then, right? Like, because if he has flash, I thought you were saving it, which is perfect. You ult, slow, she has flash, you can E over the wall, chase her down. It just so happens she has no flash, good play. But you want to be really disciplined with how you're using your E here. You get the kill, pull the Drake. Okay. Bot dying, you get the dragon, you walk away. And you are recalling on 1.3k gold. And you have no ulti. Okay. So, I'm going to teach you something here. And this has to do with both of your recalls. So recall number 1, we had camps up. Recall number 2, we have camps up again. So both of your recalls, you have camps up. And the reason why this is important is because if we are recalling with camps up, there needs to be a reason behind that. And normally the reason is we want to fight on the map. So we recall with camps up so we can fight. Now, if we look at the map here, what we're going to be fighting is the grubs. That's the only thing that's up because we just took the dragon. So we want to fight the grubs. But it doesn't really make much sense fighting the grubs when our top laner is dead. Right? If you look here, our top laner is dead.
Yeah.
Dead. We have no ultimates. And so we have no ult. Top laner's dead. Why would we ever fight the grubs? So pretty much what I'm asking you here, what I need you to figure out for yourself is, what am I even recalling for? Because if I'm not gonna fight this because I'm too weak, and I have no ultimate, I'm not gonna fight anyway. Why can't I just stay on the map here, farm, and then eventually I'll have enough gold for my item. I can literally just take all my camps and farm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And then we
Doesn't
look
make
back
sense
at the previous recall and we apply the exact same logic. Yes, we have 1,000 gold. It's not like you have level 6 though. It's not like you're gonna go pull the dragon immediately until you have your camps cleared. You're not gonna go fight right away. You need to have better conditions before you fight. So you're taking recalls that don't make much sense, that like are actually making you weaker in the game. Because every second that this camp is not on a respawn timer is seconds that you're going to be weaker in the game. Now, what that means is, let's say I clear this at 8 minutes. I'm going to write it up here. Let's say I clear that at 8 minutes. The respawn timer is going to be 10, 15, right? 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay, but if I clear this at 8:30, what's happened is there's a 30-second window where now it's going to spawn at 10:45, right? So now you have 10:45 spawn timer. And pretty much this is the 30-second window that's going to exist throughout the rest of the game. For the rest of the game, you are 30 seconds slower on clearing your raptors, which makes you weaker in terms of how much gold and EXP you have. Now, if you've ever seen a very high elo player play on lower elo, or just a really good jungler, you'll notice that somehow it like feels like you've been doing the exact same thing as them. They've been farming, I've been farming, but somehow they have much higher level than me. They have significantly more gold than me. It doesn't really make much sense how that's possible, because I know they're not getting more kills. I know they're not getting more waves than me. We're doing the exact same thing. The difference is they are clearing their camps the moment it spawns. That's how you actually continue your acceleration in the game, is you're on your camps on spawn. Okay, so that's why this is so bad here, that you're not clearing your camps. So you're not on there.
Okay. Okay.
And that's why sometimes you'll see very high elo players just like, how the fuck is that guy so high level in this game? I swear he's not doing anything special. He's just farming. Well, that's the thing though. He's farming so efficiently that he has a much bigger curve, like a much bigger acceleration point than you, because they're farming faster. Pretty much, they're farming all their camps quicker. Okay, we recall again, get our item, sure. Okay, so this was our all in here. Now, one thing, side note, little side note. I'd recommend just lowering the size of your HUD. I think that your HUD is at 100.
Okay.
It's way too big. You need to make this like smaller. Not that it changes too much here, in this specific instance. Although it might actually change a little bit, because like pretty much the graves. I mean, the graves, like you can see him, so you'll see him. But like honestly, if the HUD was smaller, you might see him a little quicker. You might react faster. And in this circumstance, it doesn't change too much in this situation. You just played it poorly. But in other situations where you're team fighting, it can actually lose you the fight. Okay, you're missing information.
Okay.
So here, you weren't sure if you wanted to fight him or not. And this comes from an information gathering issue. So what I mean by this is I'm gonna do the info test. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put the game 2.5 speed out of base. Actually, while you recall, do you hold tab and assess the enemies? And if you do, how long do you do it? Okay, I have not seen a tab screen. I see 3 tab screens there. But look at how quick that goes by. Okay, that's like 1028, half a second, half a second, half a second. Okay, so I'm not really getting any information. I don't think you can process much with half a second. On average, for me, when I'm assessing, it takes me 3 seconds to 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds, and I've mastered the skill. So if you're doing anything less than that, that means you have a better information gathering than a challenger player. Okay? And what I'm targeting when I hold tab is what are the enemy's items, what are my items, who do I want to play with, and who am I afraid of? Okay, so I'm playing with maybe my mid lane and my bot lane, and I'm afraid of the Renekton, but I need to process all that information. And I didn't see you do that here. So the reason why that's going to actually change everything and all your decisions is because you should know how weak that Graves is. You should know how weak that Orianna is. And when you see them right here, and you see yourself at 1 item, 2 Dark Seal stacks, instead of going here and running away, you should be ghosting, ulting, smiting, going all in with your ult.
Okay.
Do you see how that's the difference between you getting kills here and not getting kills?
Yeah, getting nothing.
Getting nothing, just losing your ulti. Okay, and then let's go back to the actual tab screen where we can do the assessment, where it's like, look, okay, here, okay, sure, the Orianna has item. Orianna is like something, but your W completely counters the champion, and then Graves in this circumstance is very, very weak. Now, what we might be afraid of is what if Graves recalls, comes off the map, and actually has his item? Well, guess what? If he does that, what we need to do the moment we see Graves is not just run away from him. What should I see here?
Pressing tab then?
Exactly. Yes. So that's what I need to see from you when you have your item, when you're deciding on plays that you make around the map. You need to make sure you're getting information so that you can make the proper play. If you don't get information, how are you supposed to know whether you're going to fight this or not? Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So let's do the check again. Out of base. Do we hold tab? Nope. No tab screen, no tab screen, no tab screen, no tab screen, no tab screen. So what happens if the enemy has teleports? What happens if the enemy okay, fuck the teleports. Let's just look at their items. Let's just like see like what happens if Graves shows up here. We have no ultimate. How strong are our teammates? Do they have flashes? Do they have like summoners so they can survive? Like we need that piece, like those pieces of information. That'll help you adjust how you're playing.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, because what you're pretty much doing is you're showing up to an exam and you're trying to answer the question the reading comprehension question, right? So like there's the questions that ask you like read the story and give me the best answer, you know, given what's happened in the story. And what you're trying to do right now is answer the question without reading the story. Now, sometimes you'll actually be accurate. Sometimes you can infer what's the best thing to do. Sometimes the pattern recognition will help you get to the right answer without actually needing the context, needing the actual story. But the most optimal thing to do, always, when you have an exam like that, you have a question, reading comprehension question, is you read the damn story. You read the whole thing. Okay, you train that skill and how fast you can read that quicker and quicker and quicker. But right now, you're showing up and you're just answering it without actually knowing what's happening. So you have no context. We need that context to solve League of Legends. Okay, you need like that's gonna drastically change your decision making at all points in any League of Legends game. It's gonna help your early game. It's gonna help your mid game. It's gonna help your late game. It's gonna help your team fighting. It's going to help everything. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You can smite this on the way out. Oh, you had the pet bug. That's annoying. You want that actually because of the pet bug. Okay, so this was a fighting gap here. Okay, so let's watch this here. E forward. He ults away. Okay, you ult. Okay, he got ulted back. Let's look at this first initial E here. Your E usage is killing you. Okay, right here the guy is literally walking at you. If you walk at him, you'll auto him here eventually. You'll reach him together. You'll auto together, and from there you can use your E to chase. So stop using your E to always start fights. Start using your E to gap close and make sure you can chase them with that E. This is the second time I've seen you use your
Okay.
E like this. Okay.
Yeah. Be more
Later
patient
on,
with it.
yeah, later on in the game when you have 5 points in your E, it's a different story because now you're going to E auto someone and your E is going to be refreshed. But in the early game, you need to be patient with your E. You cannot E constantly, otherwise you're going to hurt your fighting. Your fighting potential is going to be a lot worse because Gwen needs to be on top of the enemies to deal damage. Okay. Okay. So even your E usage here actually is the difference between you killing this Graves and not killing this Graves. You need to be way more disciplined with how you're using your E.
Okay. Okay.
You have the ultimate here. Okay. Yo, Jesus is Lord. TTV, thank you for the 3 months, bro. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Okay, go down. This guy's fighting here. Is that ulti? And we're not able to kill anything here. Okay, so let's watch this again. Your R1 here is not great. Your R2 here is also not amazing. And then you miss your R3. Okay, so right now, I would say your biggest problem on Gwen is your fighting. Your fighting is suboptimal. Let me explain. So your E usage is used in a way. Well, okay, most of the time your E is used a little too aggressively or at very awkward timings. So you're not getting maximum E usage. Okay. Then there's your ult usage as well. You're also not optimizing your R damage. Okay. So your ult value comes from enemies stacking or guaranteeing your R can land and prolonging your ult. So what I mean by this is your ulti should always be used to gap close initially. So my R1 is to get in range. My R2 and R3 are used as sort of like a last resort measure if I need to gap close some more, or if they're stacked on top of each other. So I'm all your damage on Gwen, for the most part, comes from your E autos and your Qs. And it doesn't seem like you're leveraging your E auto and your Qs as much as you can be. You're kind of focused on using your ultimate for DPS. So I need you to restructure the way you're fighting on Gwen. Your E autos and your EQs and your 4-stack Qs in general, that's your damage. Your autos and your Qs. And then you need to use your E properly so you can actually keep autoing the enemies. And your ulti allows for you to stick on the enemies with your E and your Q, and then you're able to, you know, use your R2 and R3 to potentially get more by when the enemies stack together or as sort of like last resort. Okay, so
Okay.
the way we're fighting needs to change. Now let's watch every single fight here, and let's just like watch every single time we use our ultimate and see how we can adjust the way we're fighting. Okay, so you have Vippy Slays, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. So let's look here. Right here, you use your ult, cool. Now you're in range. You see how your R2 is like used when you're on top of them? I don't need to R2 here. I will just keep autoing, I will use my Q, and I will happily stay on top of the Orianna. You want to use your next ultimate to, let's say the Graves comes. Great. Now you have your ulti on both of them. Or let's say she flashes away. Great. Now you can chase with your R2 and R3. Or let's say you use your R2 and R3 closer to when your next E is up or your next Q is up. You need to save your ultis for longer.
Okay.
Okay, and then there was this next Graves interaction, I think. Let's watch this here. Okay, so right here, you backstep, okay, you E auto, cool, R again. This one is he just has the move speed from the Orianna W, and then your E was like here your E unfortunately is just a little bit your E is fine actually, but your E got nerfed in previous patch, so your E when it only has
Yeah, I
1 or
don't get
2
as much
points
of
into it,
it.
you don't get as much back. Correct. So what you do here is instead of looking for an all-in with your ultimates, you take a short little chunk and a trade. E auto Q. Okay, and then you save your ultimate for the next fight, the next skirmish. That's what I'm doing instead of committing with my ulti right away. I E auto
Okay.
Q, and this guy's gonna lose half his HP bar, and I'm happy. Because look at your auto attack damage by itself. Right, your auto attacks deal so much damage alone. Okay. Let's watch the next fight here. Okay, so E usage, right? R1 connects, R2 connects, okay? And then you're setting your R3 at a really rough angle. And then this fight is a catastrophe. And then you also lose your Q stacks. So you're EQing without your Q stacks.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the reason why you probably watch Gwen, and the Gwen looks so OP, Gwen looks so strong, Gwen always is 1v9 in the fights. I would tell you that the reason why the Gwens look so powerful and you are not looking so powerful is because you seem to be set on chasing enemies and running into them. Gwen is almost like Gwen is extremely powerful when the enemies go into her, because if they're chasing into the Gwen, all your AOE spells likely land on them. Like the other thing that better Gwen players do, the challenger Gwens, is they're really patient with their E, their W, and their ulti. Right now, look at what you W here. You just went in. This guy is running from you. Why are you
W
Wing?
air.
Yeah,
Wing
you're
air.
literally Wing air. There is no threat here. You are the threat, and you're Wing. So far, you haven't used any of your spells like properly. Okay, I feel like none of your spells are being used optimally.
Okay.
So even though we're strong, we have our items, we have a blasting wand, we're farmed, like we feel good. We're not using our spells properly. Okay, and then we jump here, we use our E. Never use your E like this ever again, right? You literally lost the kill here. And then here, if they chase you longer, if they keep chasing, then I'd ulti. But right now, you're ulting out of fear of, but like they're not even, they're not close to you yet. Like you have room to run. I would just be a little more greedy here. That's all. But you're fine. You can survive. Okay. And then this last fight here, you have no ulti. It's fine. Okay, and then let's watch this fight here. So R1 connects, and you can sort of see that your Riven's gonna get in range here. You're also gonna get in range here with your E and your Q. You want to use your EQ damage here, and you want to EQ as fast as you can, so you can get your next E up and your next Q up. Super important that you adjust the way you're playing. Stop using your ulti as damage. You're in range now. EQ him, auto him. You need to get your E and your Q up as fast as you can. That's all your damage. And then when Orianna or whoever TPs, it's Orianna, you can use your next R2 and R3 to chase, to line them up. You're going to heal more and deal more damage.
Okay, yeah.
Again, you're also Wing nothing.
Orianna wasn't
You're
even
not the
there.
target here. The Riven is. So again, W usage, poor. Now you know what to do with your EQ. And then your ulti, you also know what to do. Okay. We have 2 items here, okay. So here's where, if you're a good Gwen player, this Orianna is dead. How do I kill Orianna here?
I ER and smite for the slow and then chase her down with red buff.
Okay,
I mean,
you're missing
red
one spell in the combo. ER smite is correct. We're missing one spell.
Start with a Q then, maybe? I don't know, EQ?
Now, if you EQ, she's gonna still get her W on you, slow you, get away. You need to EWR smite. If you EW, you can walk over her orb all you want. You can walk over the slow all you want. You're not gonna get slowed. And if she QWs you, like it won't matter, it won't affect you. So we need to EW is the #1 priority. EWR, this guy's dead or loses flash at least.
Okay.
She can't proc her phase rush. She can't slow you. You'll kill her. Okay, but the way you use your spells here is you walk into the slow, and now like okay, now you definitely cannot kill her whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, or it's harder at least. Okay, and then again, look at how you're using your spells. You land one, EQ her. Just go in and EQ her here. EQ auto, and then you can ult again, and then use your next EQ auto. But the problem is you keep using, like, not you keep using. You keep forgetting to get your Q off in these fights. That's all your damage, your Q. Instead of going for an E auto here, what I would do is just EQ. I need my damage.
Okay.
Again, instinctually Wing nothing. No threat on you just yet. Now you have no W, and then you're ulting nothing. You see the problems in how you're fighting?
Yes, definitely.
Cool.
It's a lot more apparent.
Look at your damage. Look at your damage. That's just autos and Qs. I mean, you're also a bit behind, but that's the idea. Is like you were able to do all this, but just using Qs, and you even Q late. Look, you have your stacks, and you go for an extra auto attack, then Q. You want to get your Q off quickly. That's your damage. So even if I'm not getting my 4th Q, that's okay. Like I need to Q faster, so I have my next Q. Let's say I EQ'd this guy, kept autoing. I can then have my Q ready to jump on the Kog'Maw. If I E auto Q this guy, imagine this: E auto Q, and then your Q is coming back up, and your next E is coming back up. So E auto Q, Q. Then when my next Q is ready, my next E will be ready, and I will have probably 3 or 4 stacks. And then if Kog'Maw's playing how Kog'Maw played, you and Graves playing how they played, boom, look at this angle right here.
Yeah, just the juicer.
So not only did you get a Q off on Nautilus, you're also going to get a juicer on the Kog'Maw and the Graves. Yo, Jason, thank you for the tier 1 sub. 11 months, brother. Appreciate it. Okay, but you see the difference here in how you're fighting, yeah? Make sense?
Yes, yes,
Even
it does.
even here, fucking kill him, bro. You're so close. Like, just drop your Q down here, and he's dead, and you're happy, and you can try to E away. You can reposition. You're probably still dead. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, yeah.
like you need to get your Qs off in these fights. You're missing so much precious damage. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, because this game is literally lost because of your fighting, I want to look
Oh,
at the
yeah,
other
yeah.
VODs that you have prepared, and I'm gonna just I want to grill this into you, and I want to show you the fighting is what's costing you games. Okay, let's take a look at your other VODs that you have, because you prepared a good amount, which is great.
Alrighty, yes. I'll send you this next one. Alrighty, there you go.
Cool. Let's look at the fighting. Okay, that's all I'm worried about. And when you have something you're
Okay.
hyper fixated on, so let me give you a tidbit here that we're gonna focus on improving. So how do you improve in League of Legends? So there's a lot that you could do better at. There's a lot. There's like fighting. There's, are you getting information when you're fighting? There's all of these things that you could be working on. Okay, we're gonna break down one thing at a time. So you can choose whether that's information or whether that's fighting, but choose one. Don't work on
Okay.
a bunch at once. Just choose one. Put 80% of your energy into that one thing. And obviously, you're not going to always be fighting. There's like, you're not going to always be fighting over and over and over again. You're going to fight when you have your ultimate. You're going to fight when you have your items. So the downtime is when you're going to be working on the other skills. So there's 2 key things you need to work on. It's your actual fighting, full focus on that. And then in the downtime when we're not fighting, focus on getting information. Hold tab. What are their items? What are their summoner spells? What are my summoner spells? What are my items? Get information. Those are the 2 key things you're going to work on. And when you review your own games, when you think about League when you sleep, or talk about League with your friends, or anything League related, that's what you're going to be focused on. I don't want you to be digging into other things, other concepts or theories, or things you might want to work on. Those are distractions. Those are things that are going to make your slow your improvement down. Do not get distracted by other shiny things that might help you in League of Legends. It doesn't matter if that might objectively be better in terms of, like, let's say, for example, you are really bad at your clear, as an example. And that's
Okay.
really important to work on. Yes, and fixing that is going to save you so many seconds. Yes, it doesn't actually matter that that's better to work on than fighting, because in League of Legends, there's actually no objective, like, order of, like, this skill is better than this skill. This skill is better than this skill. They're very close in how much, and they're very close. All these skills are very close in how helpful they are to your climb. So work on 1 or 2 things. There's no wrong answer for those things you're working on, and commit to it for a while. So for what I
Okay.
want you to work on is just fighting and information gathering, and commit to it for a while, and you'll see the significant improvement in your gameplay.
Alrighty, yes. Yeah.
Okay, W usage right away. W nothing. I would use my W when I'm ready to jump this guy. Or the moment he jumps on me, actually, because you want the stats. So all of Jace's damage comes from this jump right here. Boom. Okay, so W timing could be a little better. And then what you do, I'm gonna walk with you the review process that you do for yourself. Is you just skim through the game, and you just find every single fight. Okay, E, R, Q, R. Okay, so did we actually need to ult this guy? You have 4 stacks on your Q. You have your E. She's face checking you. Do we need to ulti? Absolutely not. Waste of your R. Okay. Jace is coming. I wish I had my ulti. Immediate punish.
Yeah.
EQ here. Okay, so this guy's face checking you. This is what we call fog of war advantage. He has no vision of this bush. Look at how he's walking. He's walking to try to chase you, because in his head, he thinks you're here, but he doesn't know you're in this bush. So let him walk at you. Save your E. Q him. Auto him. Use your E to chase him.
Yeah.
And then you don't miss your Q like that. Your W is fine here in this circumstance, in this situation, because we want to deny his damage. EQ is good. Reposition a bit, which is good. I like this. Reposition again, which is correct. Good. Just try to stay alive here. So instead of running at this guy, your W's coming up. Run away and then drop your W down. You'll never die.
Yeah, yeah.
You dying here is awful because, like, you lose out on invade potential. You lose out. Wow, that grump really came to hit you.
Racist, bro.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Guy's like, fuck you. But it makes it. You just don't want to give any gold. You don't want to die, Doug Seal stacks, etc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cigar was a good outcome.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make a don't get greedy and make a don't try to make a good outcome, a great outcome at the risk of you dying. Take the good outcome and be happy. Walk away with it. Okay, watch the fight here. So, we have the Syndra, and you fuck up immediately. Okay. I need to teach you this combo. Okay. So there's okay, actually, have you watched this video of mine where I you get coached by the rank 1 Gwen player on my main channel?
I have.
Okay. Then you should know about the combo, the EW combo, yes?
Yes, I'm not that good at it.
Not that good. Okay. We need you to practice this because it's the most broken thing, most ridiculous thing ever on this champion, and you need to perfect it. Okay, so I'm gonna load the practice to and show you, but you need to make sure you apply that. Okay. This is, you just missed that. If you land that, she's actually dead. Okay, let's watch this fight here. You lose the camp, it's fine. Nice. Just autos to death. Good. All right, I'm gonna go into practice tour real quick, and I'm gonna show you the Gwen EW. It's very important.
Yeah,
Well,
Pearl Obsidian definitely best promos, we'll admit.
Sir. All right, let's keep going on with the game. Let's see if there's any fights coming up. Doesn't look like a fight. Okay, we're in game anyway. Let's take a look at this. So, pretty much, I'm gonna give myself some levels here. And okay, so pretty much I'm gonna show you this is W and then E, right? Pretty natural, pretty easy, you can see. This is E then W. Okay, I E'd first, I'm mid dash, and then I W'd again. EW.
Okay, yeah.
If I do it a little slower and I E then W, then it does that. Okay, so pretty much your W will go like where you are from before. So pretty much if I immediately EW, my W spawns from there, which is perfect.
Okay.
If I EW immediately, it spawns it behind me, which is really, really strong. Okay, so if I could also just W then E, but it's slower. You see how much slower that is?
Yeah.
It's much better just EW, and then I could go, and I'm at the edge. And this combo is really broken to understand, because
then you get another reposition of the W.
Yeah. Okay. So here the Syndra is right here, and you're going at him like this. EW, she's fucking dead. You see this? She can't E you away. So when I'm jumping the Syndra here, EW, I can even reposition it, and this is still fine. Like, that's still fine, but the first EW is really important. So we look back at this position here, and you can see exactly how you lost this kill. Just EW. You can even just like walk at her, maybe not even E, you can even walk at her here and just W. That's also fine.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so what I would do in this position, actually, this exact position, is like, okay, she's there, I'm here. I can EW, that works. This one works still. But if you're like really paranoid and you're like too close, you could W first, just walk at her. You can still have your E to figure things out. But the best thing to do always here is just EW. See?
Okay. Yeah.
Very important to understand. I'm gonna keep that there just in case.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay, fight. Let's take a look. Whoa, look at how slow you are. You have 4 stacks already. He's jumped you. EQ. That's all your damage. You lose out. You miss out on all your damage. You missed a lot of your Qs. You land R1. And I mean, at this position, you're just like fighting by yourself. But you actually could fight by
Yeah.
yourself if you didn't W like this. Funnily enough, your W again makes it so you can't really 1v3 them. Even though you might like, even though it's like it's not good, I'm just saying like you might be able to play a little bit more if you had your W up.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do a little bit more crazy things here. So we need to actually try to assess the threat of the enemies and not like I think right now, all you're doing is you're just Wing the moment you see an enemy. Like the moment you see an enemy on top of you, you're just like W. Let's just W. But we need to really account for the spells they have. This one is a like if you EW, right? Your W is summoned from back there,
Would be back there. Okay.
and then you'd be able to just easily kill her. So EW, like literally EW right now, and then your W summons her back there. Then like if she runs away from you, your W is at the edge range right here. If she walks into you, then she's dead. So win-win. Versus here, she can barely walk away. Okay, let's look at this thing here. See again, like you're actually using your ulti to try to kill this Quinn here, but your E and your Q are up. You use your EQ to kill the Quinn. Here's how you win the game here. Use your EQ to kill the Quinn. Take the blast cone. Use your R3 to kill the Jace. Pull the burn. The game is yours.
Okay, okay.
But you wouldn't be able to kill the Jace if you didn't have your R3. So that's why EQing to kill the Quinn is so important here.
Okay, yeah.
You're losing too much HP from the Baron pull. It's fine. Okay, so here, let's look at this fight again. So your R1.
Okay.
So, okay, first things first. I need you to get out of, like, I need you to get into the habit of fight when my W is up. W's not up yet, so just wait. Be patient. If you're fighting without your W, the fight's gonna look a lot worse. Okay, be patient. In the actual fight itself, you R1, and then Jace is stuck in the pit right here. Instead of ulting the one target Jace here, E auto Q him and he'll die. Okay, and then let's say he doesn't die, he lives on 1 HP. Wait for the Quinn and the Kaiser to come attack you. And now look, perfect R angle.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to be patient with your R2 and R3. Look at that angle. Look at if instead of trying to kill this guy with your ulti, look at that fucking angle.
Juicy.
That's how you get juicy angles on Gwen. That's how you get 2-3-man ultis on Gwen. Okay, we have 3 items plus a rod. We're insanely strong. Somehow we die here. Let's watch how we die. R1. R2. We're not using it. Like we didn't use our Q at all, by the way. EQ this guy. If you
Oh yeah,
EWQ,
no, this one was embarrassing. Yeah, I
right?
just,
But
you know,
but I
tried to
still
kill
think
myself.
habitually, consistently, you are trying to use your ulti to kill people and not your autos and not your Qs. You actually can
Okay.
1v9 the game here. I would do the exact same thing you did because Kaisa was disrespectful. If you play this better, you end the game here.
Okay.
So I need you.
Yeah.
I need you to see that like right now your gameplay. Only way you can accelerate your gameplay and actually clean things up is if you clean your fighting up. Because in League of Legends, no matter how strong you get, no matter how good you farm, no matter how many early game kills you get, at the end of the day, League of Legends is a team fighting game where you need to win a fight in the mid late game to win the game. Like you need to kill the enemies to win. And if you fight like this, you will consistently lose positions where you are ahead. It feels awful.
Yeah.
It's going to feel awful. I mean, you still win this game, but look at how long it took you to win because of your fights.
EQ, EQ, EQ.
EQ him, auto him. Make sure you know your EW combo now, and then use your ultimate to chase the enemies. Line them up, man. Line them up with your ulti. Okay, so what I need you to understand is that my R1, let's turn this off, is very far and it slows. So your R1 slows by 40%, right? So you're always using your first ulti for like a slow, and then your second and third ult should be used to like line the enemies up. So if I go in here, right? I'm going in. I can reposition here, and if they chase me, I have my ultis now. If they chase me here, look, this is like a perfect angle. Okay, or like if let's say I want to go in, I want to like ult, EWQ, auto, I'm going forward, I'm saving my ulti, and then like let's say they're running this way, I can still run backwards, and look at how long this lasts.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It's a really long time that you gotta recast these. You get how many seconds?
6 seconds on each.
Yeah, within 6 seconds. This feels like a decade. So I have so much time to figure out what the best angle is. Is that cool? Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Fight better.
Cool. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that is very, very opening, very helpful. Thank you.
Awesome. And then to close it off, to add to what you need to work on for yourself is make sure you're getting information as you're playing. I think fighting will just carry everything, but if you're also like taking the correct fights and you're making sure that like, okay, I want to go in, or I don't want to go in, or I want to play with this guy, I don't want to play with this guy, solving those questions with information is also very, very important. Just focus on that a
Yeah.
little less than your actual fight.
Okay, okay.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. Good luck with your climb. I'll see you around.
Yes, thank you. Have a
Take
good
care.
day.
Peace. Alright guys, that was some Gwen coaching with a hard focus on fighting and information gathering. If you enjoyed that coaching, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in coaching, take a look at the Jungle Kingdom down below in the description box. I'll see you guys next time.